What defines a good drummer? Is it timing, groove, musicianship, showmanship? Sometimes a drummer is more than just the sum of his or her parts. These drummers are a rare breed. Ray was born and raised just outside Pittsburgh. He played drums all through high school and upon graduation moved to Los Angeles, where he enrolled in the Musicians Institute. Ray was already a great rock drummer, but his time at MI expanded his repertoire and made him an even more rounded musician. After graduating from MI, Ray went on to be an instructor at the school, at the same time playing the LA clubs and building a reputation as a solid studio musician. Ray continued to build his reputation, and as his career grew, so did the opportunities. And it wasn't long before he had an audition for the Lee Roth band. Of course, Ray scored the gig and went on to play with Diamond Dave for 8 years. At the end of his time with DLR, Ray was approached by the DeLeo brothers.
So anyway, Robert and Dean were at the show. They were watching soundcheck, and they were sitting back there like, and I'm thinking, oh, they hate us because we're shredding. I mean, we're playing in 7 and 15, 12. And I'm thinking, man, and Robert goes, hey, man, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, oh, man, I'm an honor to meet you. This is good. I was like, I don't get starstruck over many people. These guys are like, and he's like, we're putting a new band together with Richard Patrick from Filter. And my mouth just, I mean, I'm a huge Filter fan, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, what a combo. This is awesome, you know. I go, please, let me audition, please.
Robert and Dean had their eye on Ray to play drums in a new project they were starting with Richard Patrick from Filter. The project would be called Army of Anyone. After a successful self-titled record and a short promotional tour, the DeLeo brothers went back to Stone Temple Pilots and Richard Patrick returned to Filter. It was around this time that Ray found out that Korn was looking for a drummer. And the rest, as they say, is history.
And my manager called me and says, hey, why don't you go up, it's his last show in Seattle, why don't you fly up there, play a couple songs with the guys and see what happens. that was it. And I played 6 songs, and they said, we're going to go to lunch and talk it over. And usually that means you didn't get the gig.
We'll see you. Don't call us, we call you.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, oh, man. And then next thing I know, camera in my face. You got the gig.
Zach, I wanted to tell you, great job. And I'd love to take you to Europe. Awesome, man. You got the job, man. Appreciate it, bro. We normally talking over dinner, but hey, man, I mean, that was pretty much in the bag. I appreciate that, man. Zach,
as well as enjoying almost 10 years now with Korn, Ray has a very successful side project called KXM with Doug Pinnock of King's X and George Lynch from Dokken and Lynch Mob. For the sake of timing on this video, this has been a very condensed account of Ray's career. For more in-depth information, there are plenty of resources online that can be researched. As busy as Ray is with his high-profile band and side projects, he still manages to find time to spend with his fans, taking pictures, talking, and just generally hanging out with them, giving generously of his time with a kind and warm attitude. I first began to take notice of Ray right around the time of his Army of Anyone project. I had taken a couple of years break from drumming to emigrate to the United States and to get myself established. Upon returning to the local music scene, a band member introduced me to the song Goodbye from Army of Anyone. When I heard the drum breaks at the end of the song, I was literally blown away. It totally changed how I thought about my drumming and got me excited about drumming again. So I went from being influenced by the flamboyant and over-the-top fills of Axe Van Halen to the straight, steady grooves of Chad Smith, and now with Ray Luzier's playing, I've discovered that both can be melded together seamlessly to great effect.
I'm using Pearl. I'm using the reference series. This time, the last couple tours, I went 10-13 mounted. I love the interval gap between the 10 and the 13. 16 on my right. I got an 18 on my left. 20-inch gong right there. I got a little side snare over here, a little 10-inch. I got my nice free-floating bronze snare. We had it custom coated black hardware. You notice this kit. We have a lot of custom things on it. I have Mr. Sawblade heads. Famous stand right here. I'm using alt DW hardware, which my tech Able Catfish has nicely coated with white, and just made it look kind of crazy. I'm using rockin' wraps on this kit.
It's getting closer, but
just to get a little bit like crazy, a little bit funky with the color. There's always 9,000 pedals, 9,000 hi-hats. Still using a dummy kick over here. I love the look of 2 kick drums, love the feel of 1. So people always ask me why I do that. No one out there cares, trust me. It's all about the sound. My sound guy loves mixing 1 bass drum, and that's the way I do it. So plethora of colors and cymbals. I got all kinds of, from an alien disc, Sabian cymbal to a splash. I made up some things, you know, like little, kind of like a Stax thing. I got a Vault, Lenny's garbage there. Of course, my famous Rock Ride 21-inch. I've been using that for 20 years plus. Made up some stuff, put a Bozio China on top of a hi-hat cymbal. Got a disc back here, got a crazy swirly thing here. I got a Chad Smith behind me. Different, people always say, like, why you tighten some cymbals, why do you loosen the others? Personal preference. All my crashes, free flow, they swing. All the stuff over here, super, super tight. I make it really, really tight so they don't move. I can stack them on top of each other. just a personal preference. Remo heads as always. I got Emperors on top, clears. I always use the Emperor X on here because if I see me play, you know I don't hit light. So Yamaha DTX pads, love them. All kinds of triggers from 808s to side sticks sometimes. Got a spare over here just in case something goes out. Always have a backup for the backup, kids. That's one thing I learned from David Lee Roth years ago. Backup for the backup. Another China back here. Holy China. That's it. Got a new pair. Yeah. That's